Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I created this glitter tumbler to which I added a water slide decal to. I just wanted to show you guys what the process looks like when adding a water slide decal to Crystalac tumblers. As you guys know, I use Bright Tone from the Crystalac company to gloss up all of my tumblers, and I just wanted to show you guys what that process looks like when using water slide decals. So if that's something you're interested in watching, go ahead and continue watching this video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. So I started off by prepping my tumbler. I went ahead and sanded my tumbler using 220 grit sanding paper, and then I went ahead and washed my tumbler with a little dish soap and allowed it to air dry. And now I'm going to go ahead and base coat my tumbler. To base coat this tumbler, I'm going to be using Universal White, and I'm going to give it 2 coats. I am going to wait 4 hours of dry time in between coats. That's the amount of time instructed on the Universal White container. So I'm going to wait 4 hours, and then I'm going to go ahead and give my tumbler a second coat of Universal White. So after waiting 4 hours of dry time, I'm going to go ahead and give my tumbler a second coat of Universal White. You can also use spray paint to base coat your tumblers. If you do choose to use spray paint, just remember to wait the 24 to 48 hours to allow your tumblers to off gas when using spray paint. So this is what the Bright Tone looks like. It's from the Crystalac company, and you can purchase it at the crystalacstore.com. I'll go ahead and have that link down in the video description for you guys. It is a water-based non-toxic top coat. It's an epoxy-free alternative. Since it is a non-toxic top coat, there is no personal protective equipment needed to be worn when using it. Now that my base coat is dry, I'm going to go ahead and glitter my tumbler. These are the glitters that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be adding a white up at the top, and then this mixture that I created with just this spinach glitter and these two Recollections glitters. I mixed them all together and I created that pink peachy color. To add my glitter, I'm going to go ahead and use Bright Tone. I transferred my Bright Tone from the gallon to my condiment bottle just so that it'll be easier for me to add my coats with. So I'm just going to add a thin coat of Bright Tone onto my tumbler to go ahead and add my glitter. Since I base coated this tumbler white, I did need to add 2 coats of glitter on this one. If you match your base coat color with your glitter, chances are you're only going to need 1 coat of glitter, and then you'll be able to continue with your tumbler making process. But since I added, this was just white, I am adding a second coat of glitter. So you just want to add a thin coat of Bright Tone, making sure that your entire tumbler is covered. You're making sure you don't miss any spots. I'm shaking the tumbler up a little bit here just to allow it to self-level just for a few seconds before I begin to add my glitter. I'm going to start off with the color at the bottom first. As you can see, I'm going to be needing a second coat of glitter. You can see through the pink glitter, you can see the white base coat. So I'm just going to go ahead and add glitter to the bottom. And then I'm just going to start to kind of ombre the pink glitter going upward. Going all the way around my tumbler. As you can see, I just pointed, I'm going to need a second coat. So don't worry if on your first coat of glitter, it's a little bit patchy. In the second coat, it will definitely get covered completely. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add my white glitter on the top part of this tumbler. I'm just going to let the white glitter fall into place to go ahead and blend in with the bottom part with the pink glitter at the bottom. Once I add my first coat of glitter, I am going to allow my cup to dry for 4 hours before I add my second coat of glitter. So here I'm going to add my second coat of glitter. After allowing my cup to dry for 4 hours, I'm just going to go ahead and add a coat of Bright Tone right on top of the glitter. And you will have some glitter fall out on your finger while you're adding the second coat of Bright Tone. Don't worry, it'll get covered with your second coat of glitter. So just add a coat of Bright Tone and just be sure that to cover the entire cup. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom part with the pink color and then ombre it like I did the first time, going upward. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my white color up at the top. And then just kind of letting it fall into place together with the pink color. After my second coat of glitter, I am going to allow my cup to spin for an hour and then dry for an additional 3 hours. After my cup has dried for 4 hours, I'm going to go ahead and seal my glitter and flatten it down using E6000 spray. This just helps with the overall amount of coats that you are going to need to have a glossy cup. To achieve a glossy cup, this helps flatten down your glitter and it helps have a protective layer of something in between your glitter and your bright tone so you won't have any glitter fallout. I'm going to go ahead and give my cup a good spray and then allow it to dry for 30 to 40 minutes. After allowing it to dry for 30 to 40 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and flatten down my glitter using parchment paper. I'm going to roll my cup in parchment paper using my table to just kind of flatten down the glitter as much as I could. I do repeat this step twice, so I go ahead and spray my E6000 again, and then I wait 40 minutes, and then I go ahead and flatten down my glitter using my parchment paper once again, and then I spray one last time. I didn't record my second time spraying, flattening down my cup, but it's the same, and then I do allow my cup to dry overnight before I start adding coats of Bright Tone. So as you can see, this is the day after and there's no glitter fallout and my cup is ready for Bright Tone. I do clean off the rim of the cup before I start adding my coats of Bright Tone, just to have a nice clean rim, and I won't have to worry about doing that later on when I finish my tumbler. So I kind of just get either 600 or 400 grit sanding paper, and I just kind of sand inward, and that just gets rid of any glitter that may be stuck on there or anything that's there stuck on the rim. So just kind of go inward and just clean up the rim of the cup before you start adding your coats of Bright Tone. So now my cup is ready for bright tone, and I'm going to go ahead and add my first coat. I'm just going to add a thin, even coat, making sure that my entire cup is covered. After adding my first coat, I'm going to go ahead and allow my cup to spin for an hour, allow it to self-level, and then allow it to dry for an additional 3 hours. Every coat of bright tone is added the same, just a thin layer. You don't need too much, just enough to where your cup isn't dripping, and that's just about the right amount. I'm going to continue coating my cup until my cup is smooth enough for my decal, and I am going to sand every 3 coats. This is after the 3rd coat, and I am taking my cup outside to go ahead and give it a sand. I am sanding with 400 grit sanding paper. After sanding, I just go ahead and wipe my tumbler with a lint-free cloth, and then I go ahead and continue coating with bright tone. So after sanding, I'm going to go ahead and bring my cup back inside and continue coating with bright tone until my cup is smooth enough for my decal. So here I'm getting the images ready to print. These are print and cut images that I have here on Design Space. I purchased the image that I'm going to add to this tumbler on Emotions Designs on Etsy. And then I added other images that I'm going to be using on future projects just to go ahead and fill up the paper a little bit to not waste it. I'm going to go ahead and send to printer, take off the bleed, and then turn on the use system dialog. And then I'm going to change here to fine color and then change it to medium quality. And I'm going to change the paper type to photo glossy paper and then change the quality to best. This is the inkjet clear water slide paper that I use. I just kind of follow the instructions that are on here. I'll go ahead and link this down below, but I just kind of follow the instructions on here on printing and also sealing the image. It says to seal the image with clear spray paint, so that's what I did. I went and did 2 coats of spray paint, and I waited 20 minutes in between each coat. You do want to go ahead and add a coat of spray paint, wait 20 minutes, and then add a second coat of spray paint just to seal your images. You do want to spray paint in a well-ventilated area, and be sure to be wearing a respirator mask when spray painting. After spray painting my images, I did wait 24 to 48 hours to allow them to off-gas. After the 24 to 48 hours, I'm going to go ahead and just cut out my images as close to the design as possible. I did wait the entire 48 hours for it before I added it to my cup, just to make sure that the spray paint that I added on my image was fully off-gassed. So here I'm going to just add it to my tumbler, and my tumbler is smooth enough to go ahead and add my design. You do want to wait and continue coating your tumbler until you have a smooth tumbler. You don't want to add any images, any designs, whether it's vinyl or water slide, until you have a smooth surface on your tumbler. So you do want to dip the water slide design into water for 30 seconds, and then you just place it on your tumbler and then remove the backing part, that white part. And then using a wet finger, I'm just going to go ahead and run my finger through the top of the image just to be sure to get all the water out. After adding my design to my cup, I did allow it to dry for a couple hours before I started adding my bright tone. Here, it was about 3 to 4 hours after I added my decal design to my cup, and I am adding another coat of bright tone. I am going to allow my cup to spin for an hour and then dry for an additional 3 hours, and I'm going to continue coating until I am satisfied with my gloss finish. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.